All right, welcome to the next edition of my podcast, the Ramsey Dewey podcast. We are here with Lukas. Lukas, what is your full name, actually, so the folks at home know exactly who you are?
Hello, hello, listen. My name is Lukas, but my Chinese name is Lu Kai.
Lukai.
Yeah, Lu Kai.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm from Anhui province.
Okay. Well, welcome to the podcast. We're here at Animal MMA, Animal MMA and Fitness. It's a gym owned by Kyle Rozewski. He's been on the podcast before. Awesome guy. Lukas, how do you know Kyle?
I was in Shanghai University of Sports. I was in Shanghai Judo team,
Yeah.
and our requirement Judo. So I want to fight MMA. I asked some friends, do you know where's the MMA gym? And there was a friend who is from America.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, I know your gym nearby." So I said, "Oh, can you show me where is it?" So he took me to the gym at Medical. He was teaching in there MMA. So
Yeah.
I asked him. I said, "Can I join your class?" He said, "Oh yes, of course." So we met.
Yeah. You know, this is actually my first time in the gym. I've known Kyle for a while, but again, it's my first time in this specific gym, and my first impression was, wow, this is very different from what you usually see at Chinese combat sports gyms. I mean, a fight cage for one, cage panels. It's very American to me.
Yeah.
It's kind of awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you think about this gym so far?
I love this gym, and there are many windows because
Yeah.
if we do some sparring or some techniques in the cage, many people will see us from outside. It's nice, and the heavy bag is nice, and the coach has good technique and help me prove my MMA. It's nice.
It's interesting you mention that because one thing a lot of the American viewers might not know is that it's very rare to have a combat sports gym at street level like this, where you can just walk by on the road and see, oh, there's an MMA gym right there. They're usually in a high-rise building somewhere. That's been my experience anyway. So yeah, this kind of surprised me. I figured usually when someone says, hey, come to my gym, you have to go on a treasure hunt and look all over the place, go in a basement, go up 10 flights of stairs, but this is right at street level, so it's fantastic. So, Lukas, you recently got accepted to the UFC training center, is that
Yeah,
correct?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
And we
kind of a big
spend
deal.
Yeah, we spend 1 week.
1 week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's hard week, because this is UFC.
yeah,
It's every fight stream.
absolutely.
Yeah,
The
so
biggest
yeah,
MMA show in the world by far.
yeah, it's so nice place, and it made me nervous.
Yeah,
So nervous.
I imagine. What was that like? And now there's they call it the combine. It's like
Yeah.
what is that exactly? A test to get the best of the best fighters, or how does that work?
At first, you should let them know you are the one of the best in China, and they will give you an opportunity to there. And when you go there, and we have 10 tests
Right.
like reaction. You stand, in front of the wall, and
Yeah.
you have to reach it.
Okay.
So 20 seconds. There are 4 lights. You have to touch the lights when the light turn
Okay.
on.
So it's like a speed reflex
Yeah, yeah.
type of test.
Yes.
Okay.
It's test your reaction.
Interesting. So I know a lot of other sports, professional sports, do this in the United States. They have a combine for hockey and football and basketball and all these things. But so far, mixed martial arts for the large part, for most of the history, the sport hasn't really taken a scientific approach to it like that. But the UFC training center here is aiming to change that. That's very interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's talk a little bit more about you, and we'll get back to the UFC training center because I have so many questions about that.
Yeah.
So you mentioned you have a judo background. You trained at the Shanghai University of Sport.
Yeah, yeah. I'm from Anhui, but Anhui province, but I grew up in Shanghai.
Yeah.
I fought for Shanghai 14 years in judo.
In judo, right?
Yeah, I won national judo championship in China. And when I was 11, I trained judo. And but you know, if you are from the other province, it's hard to stay in Shanghai.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I was 14 years old, I want to go to Shanghai team, but they don't want me.
Yeah.
So I have to do something, let them know what I can do, show them something, let them know I'm not a nobody.
Right.
Yes.
And that's a social dynamic I think a lot of the foreign non-Chinese viewers might not understand, like what it's like being somebody from like Anhui province coming to Shanghai trying to make it in the Shanghai University of Sport. Like how difficult is that?
I think if you know, Shanghai is a big, it's a popular city in the world, maybe the most popular in
27 million people.
Yeah.
Last I checked.
You know, and China has 13 billion, 1 billion,
Yeah,
right?
1.3 billion.
Yeah,
Massive
in
number.
China. So if the other province people come to Shanghai, they can't. You know, it's like Shanghai is like this, but people so
Yeah.
too much.
So basically, you're competing against like how many people to get into that program?
That's sorry. 没听懂。
他们一到那个有的都有动脑，你说。
It was not hard to go to the team.
Yeah.
It's hard to go to the professional team.
Right.
Yeah, so you have to win the championship in Shanghai, and they will pick you. But they will pick Shanghainese first. So I want to go there, so I need some plan.
Right.
So I met the Shanghai team coach in a match. So I asked him, I said, can I train in your team? He said, okay, you can come. So I spent 2 hours by subway to the Shanghai team every Saturday.
2 hours.
Yeah, I was so small, but I just want to go to the Shanghai team.
That is fantastic dedication. I see this kind of dedication from a lot of Chinese fighters.
Yeah.
Like when I first came here to China and I opened up a gym here, there was a guy who rode his bicycle from Shandong province to come and train with me. And he traveled, 2 hours just to get to the gym every day. And I was thinking like, is my gym really that good? But to him, it was so important to train. So that humbles me. That is amazing.
Yeah, and I could train with them, but it's so difficult. You know, they are professional.
Yeah.
I'm just maybe 1 day, 2 hours training in school, so they beat me up.
Yeah.
Everyone beat me up. Once they almost broke my shoulder.
Yeah.
But I just it took me down. I stand up. It took me down. I stand up. I just show them I'm not scared. I just let the coach see what I can do. So after that, the coach said, "Oh, I want this guy. I want him."
Yeah.
So I went to the Shanghai team.
It's the old saying of judo: fall down 7 times, stand up 8.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's awesome. I have so many viewers on YouTube who love judo. They practice judo. They're judo black belts, and they're always asking me, "What do you think of judo? How good is judo as a base in mixed martial arts?" What do you think?
judo, it's nice sport because judo. When I was training judo, we can grab the leg.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but now it changed. You can't grab the leg.
That's
because
right.
It's about the rules. You can't grab the leg. So judo have many different technique, and you can grab the leg. You can maybe can grab your hand, your shoulder, from anywhere. I
Yeah.
can take you down.
There's so many new rules now.
Yeah, but it's difficult because if you train judo, you have to spend maybe 10 years. You can be a high level.
Yeah.
If 5 years, I don't think so. You just maybe just finish your basic training.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really love watching old judo matches from like before 1983 and the Olympics when they still allowed double leg takedowns and more ground fighting and weren't so particular about where you grab the lapels.
Yeah.
It was just a more fun sport to watch, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I would train with Olympic champion in Korea.
Really?
Yeah, it's so hard. It's like I do judo as a kid. It took me down many times, making me so tired.
Oh man, I imagine one of the most difficult things that shocks people how tiring it is just lifting yourself up off the floor.
Yeah, I was 17 years old.
17.
Yeah.
Wow. So, got another question here. A lot of Chinese fighters, I would say most Chinese MMA fighters right now, come from a Sanda background.
Yeah.
And you coming from a judo background, have you trained in Sanda as well? Or?
I train boxing and kickboxing.
Right.
Yeah, and I tried Sanda just a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that wasn't like your major emphasis.
What?
That wasn't your major emphasis, the thing that you did the most? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is it like being a judoka, coming from that judo background, competing against these guys coming from a Sanda background in mixed martial arts?
Oh, you mean how to take him down?
Yeah. Like how would you say your takedowns compare to theirs?
And first, I just my punch, is not powerful when I was training boxing or kickboxing. When I start training MMA, so I was cheating on my opponent, just fake punch and real takedown. And sometimes when my opponent he did a really heavy punch, because when he do the thing, he will put his balance forward, so I can take this time to take him down.
Okay.
Yeah, and I put some judo technique to MMA. I think just a few times you can see in the TV, but I love it. I love to use the judo skill in MMA.
Yeah, it is a crowd-pleasing skill for sure.
Yeah, and many people, they know how to defend takedown, not grab the leg.
Yeah.
Because the sprawl.
Absolutely.
Oh, I do sprawl. Okay, you can do you can defend me. You might want to grab your leg, but the judo technique is small, because first time I take your leg, but it's fake technique.
Yeah.
I say the fake technique is not really fake. If you don't defend, I take you down.
Right.
But if you defend, I change. I grab your leg.
It sets up the next thing.
Yeah, it's the next. And if you defend me again, I will change another thing. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe I can do 6 different technique for one attack.
I've trained with a lot of judo guys, a lot of guys who come from a judo background, and there's a big difference in the skill level from black belt to black belt.
Yeah, because it's a big problem. It's many people told me, "Oh, I'm a judo black belt."
Yeah.
So it's different. We train judo every day, 6 or 8 hours every day.
Wow.
Oh, but Sunday we have rest. From Monday
It's good
to
to take
Saturday.
a rest day.
Yeah, and we just training, eat, sleep, and sparring many times, 1 hour maybe.
Yeah.
So someone they have a black belt is means he knows the technique, many techniques, but ours is for Olympic, so it's totally different. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's see here. Let's talk about your MMA career.
Yeah.
So you had this fairly prolific judo career. You've had all these accomplishments. You won some championship medals, all of these things in judo. How many MMA fights have you done so far?
Almost 2 years.
You've been competing for 2 years. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. And how many fights have you done in those 2 years?
7.
7.
I won 6. I lose 1.
Okay.
Because the first fight in Korea, I was in judo team.
Yeah.
So I just want to try it. And yeah, so I try, and they have different cutting weight in MMA.
Yeah.
In judo, we have to if I fight 73 kilogram in judo, so I have to keep my weight 76, 77.
You have to stay close to the weight, right?
Yeah. But I will join another team, so I was 80. So he said, "Oh, don't worry, I can help you. I can help you to lose your weight." So
Oh.
I asked him. I said, "What can you do?" He said, "Oh, you just listen to me." I said, "Okay." So before the fight, 2 days, he said, "Okay, you go to sauna."
Oh.
I spent 2 days, 8 kilogram.
8 kilos just sitting in the sauna. Oh,
Yeah,
man,
and
that will drain you.
And it was my first time.
The first time too.
Yeah,
Wow.
to do the sauna.
Yeah.
I was so weak. I was dizzy. I couldn't get up.
I understand that completely, man.
Yeah.
My worst fight ever. I cut so much weight, sat in the sauna for so long, and I could barely stand up for the fight. So, man,
Yeah.
especially if that's the first time you've ever done that before, you cannot understand what that's like unless you've tried that. It's impossible, basically, is what it feels like.
Yeah, and before the fight, 10 days, my teammate gave me a cut here.
Oh, you got cut over the eye right before the fight, too?
His knee and on my head, so I have a big hard cut.
Oh, man.
It's incredible.
Yeah. And that's another thing a lot of casual fans don't know is that a lot of fighters go into fights with injuries.
Yeah.
Sometimes a lot of them.
Yeah, many people don't, when they do sparring, don't, protect his teammate. Maybe someone didn't mean it, but I met some guy just punch so hard. I don't care. I think they just want to kill you. It's not a training. They want to kill you.
Yeah, in sparring.
Yeah, inspiring.
Yeah. Oh,
But
man, that's a problem.
Because I'm good at judo
Yeah.
and wrestling. So if I train with my teammates, if I take him down, I will be easy. I don't want to hurt him. If I
Right.
take him down, okay, I won't hurt them. But someone just boom, a heavy punch, boom.
Yeah, grappling is one of those things you can do close to 100%
Yeah.
without hurting anybody.
Yes.
Striking, though, man, you got to use so much control if you want to do it every day.
Yeah.
But a lot of young guys, they don't know that or they don't care, and they want to hurt their training partners. It's a problem, man. So what's the level of sparring you've experienced, like here in China at sports universities, as far as like striking, boxing, kickboxing, like how hard do most of your training partners go?
Sorry.
Like when you spar, like how hard do your training partners go? I'm just curious.
You mean which way is hard?
Like how hard do they hit? Are they trying to kill you or just taking it easy, being technical? Does that make sense?
Sorry.
我说你平时说呢，你的队友对你多重？然后你说怎么？
I think everybody different.
Yeah.
Maybe like my coach Kyle.
Yeah.
If I do MMA or boxing, kickboxing, train with him, I'm not it's like a warrior.
Yeah.
Warrior. I don't worry because I know he won't hurt me. So
Right.
maybe we can do 100%, but when we touch your face, we just take it back.
Right.
But someone, I don't know, maybe 50% or 70%.
Yeah.
But someone is crazy. He punch you 100%, maybe 200%. He
Oh,
want to
man.
kill you.
Yeah, I've experienced that. It's one of those reasons when I coach and I have new guys come into the gym,
Yeah.
they always go crazy.
Oh yeah, I understand, because if you train with a new guy,
Yeah,
it's a big problem, because you have to protect him. You also have to protect yourself.
exactly.
Yeah, you can't hurt him. If you hurt him, you are not a good guy.
Yeah.
Because you are in high level. But
Exactly, because you just beat up the new guy, right?
Yeah, but he won't stop. He just do the 100% punch your face.
Yeah.
He doesn't care.
It's like fighting a very dangerous baby.
Yeah. Whatever judo or kickboxing, MMA, the new guy is the same dangerous.
Yeah. Some of the most dangerous people in the gym by far.
Yeah.
So, man, it's... Note to all the coaches at home listening to this, don't let the new guys fight each other, man. Don't let them spar each other in the gym. They'll kill each other, man.
Yeah.
So, what would you say is your most difficult fight so far? Your most difficult MMA fight you've done?
I think the first fight.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't have enough. I don't have enough energy to. I finished the fight. I lost by a decision. But the last 5 minutes, it's terrible. It was terrible.
I imagine. 5 minutes dehydrated.
I
Yeah.
I wanted to give up, but my brain told me, no, you can't get up. You can't lose by KO.
Yeah.
Yeah. After that, fine. For now I didn't have a hard competition,
Yeah.
but I hope I have won.
I tell you what, man, that is what separates champions from everybody else, man.
Yeah.
Like Jack Dempsey, my favorite boxer, favorite fighter of all time, said 100 years ago, a champion is a man who gets up when he can't.
Yeah.
So, man, that's awesome to hear. How about your most recent fight? What can you tell us about that?
Recent.
Your most recent fight, your last fight.
Oh, my last fight. The guy is from Uzbek, right?
Uzbekistan?
Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan. Oh, there's some tough guys
Yeah,
up there.
Yeah, and
I've never met a guy from Kazakhstan who didn't know how to fight.
Yeah,
Like every last one of them. Bunch of trained killers in that country.
yeah, and I watched his video. He's a tough and heavy punch, and a good knee,
Yeah.
and so I knew he's bad at BJJ and wrestling, so I'm good at it.
Yeah.
So my plan is the fake punch and the real takedown or change. In my many fights, I did the same thing because I want to fake punch and the real takedown, but it works.
Yeah.
So
So much value in a good fake or a good feint to set up your attack,
yeah,
regardless of the style.
and I know many people when he's watched my fight, he knows, oh, he's a wrestler. He want to take me down.
Yeah.
So sometimes I don't do it. I just let them know. You know, if you know I'm a wrestler, you want to
Yeah.
do more defense.
Right.
Yeah. So you can't focus on your punch. You just how when he will take me down. So now I don't take you down. I just punch your face many times.
Yeah.
Because I want you. 消耗怎么说？就让他 make him tired because he's nervous. He don't know when I will take him down, so he was nervous. So maybe the next round, or when he think I won't take him down, I will try to take him down, and I won't let him give up.
Yeah.
But Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan. This guy is so tough, and I take him down once, and he's stronger. He stand up, and he punched me some, a few punches, but I don't feel. I feel nothing, but
Yeah.
his punch so heavy, and yeah, in the first round, I, you know, you can see my face. I was so nervous because I shocked.
Right.
He punched my face so hard, and I did two times amba, but I missed.
Yeah.
So the second round, I did the same strategy, the punch and take him down, and I don't let him get up, and punch him. But this time I didn't do amba. Just give him some space, let him turn around.
Okay.
So I choke him.
Ah,
Yeah, because
smart strategy.
yeah, because you know I did the amba twice, but it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So I said I don't want to try the 3 times. So I just gave him some space.
Yeah.
Let him escape.
Smart fighting, man. It's something that I think still confuses a lot of people out there is how much strength matters in a fight.
How many stress?
Like how important strength is. Like strength and conditioning. Like if you have a guy who is really, really strong, it is very difficult to control him. Like you said, you took him down and he managed to get right back up again.
It's the harder thing. Yeah, if you take him down and he get up.
他说力量和体能有多重要呢？你可以说他们肌肉大部分是
Okay. Of course, the energy.
Yeah.
Energy. I think the energy is the most important.
Right.
Yeah, and but you know, someone they have the big muscles.
Right.
But if you have bigger muscles, yeah, I know you are stronger. But you will spend more energy. If
True.
you, yeah, because we know if the big muscle you need 氧气怎么说
oxygen.
oxygen.
Yes.
You need more oxygen.
So- So would you say there's like an ideal shape for a fighter, like an ideal size?
I think not fat, not big muscles. It's you can see the Khabib.
Okay.
He's a stronger wrestler, but he's not. His muscles is not like a bodybuilder.
Not a super big guy, but yeah,
but he's so strong.
absolutely dominant.
Yeah, I think it's about the muscles quality.
Yeah.
The quality.
Quality,
Quality,
yeah.
yeah, it's important. It's not about how big is it. If because I met some guys, they look so dangerous.
Yeah.
But when they punch you like a girl.
I've seen this. I've seen this a lot.
When you see his face, oh my god, this guy is so crazy, so big muscles.
You never know how hard someone hits until they hit you.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah. It's like, you know, I'm not just maybe not a big muscles, but my explosion power is big.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Some really big guys hit really, really hard, absolutely. But some skinny little dudes hit pretty hard too.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about the state of MMA in China right now. So, I first got to China about 10 years ago, a little over 10 years ago. And when I would try to talk to people about MMA, nobody knew what I was talking about. I mean, there were a few small MMA teams, like there was the at the Xi'an Sports University, there was the China top team, but they were really small back then. In Shanghai, there was Shanghai Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu,
Yeah,
but it was
yeah.
just a couple of guys.
Yeah, I understand until now. And someone asked me, he said, "Hey, what do you do?" I said, "Oh, I fight MMA." He said, "What is MMA?" So I said Chinese, it's 综合格斗. He said, "What's that? Boxing?"
Yeah.
I said, "It's not boxing." He said, "Oh, kickboxing." I said, "No, it's not kickboxing." He said, "What's that?" I don't know what to say. I said, "Oh, a man fight in a cage."
I have had this exact same conversation so many times here.
Yeah. Many people didn't understand what's that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they'll say, is it like WWE? Have you
Yeah.
heard that?
It's WWE, yeah. So and then now someone asked me, what is MMA? I said, oh, I don't want to say anything.
Oh, man. I remember after I'd spent about 3 months in China, I saw a guy wearing a tap-out shirt, a Chinese guy wearing a tap-out shirt. And I ran up to him and I said, you know what MMA is? And he turned around like, you know what MMA is? So we instantly connected over his tap-out shirt, man. So it was just so rare back then to find anybody. Like even now, yeah, it's not would you say MMA is mainstream in China right now?
综合格斗.
I mean, 综合格斗, yes.
Yeah.
Mainstream. How would you explain that? How popular is MMA right now in China?
Right now.
Yeah.
And now it's popular, but still many people doesn't know what is it.
Yeah.
But now UFC and UFC come to China, so we can see on the internet. So many people know what is MMA, and so I think now there are many people knows.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think the fans of the sport of MMA have evolved a lot, as much as the fighters, I would say. There aren't a lot of them, but the ones that are here are, I would say, in my experience, very well educated. Like, so I've been working for Kunlun Fight as a commentator. I do commentary for their fights, and about a month ago, I think it was what's his name, Zhang Jipeng. Anyway, he had an MMA fight, and his opponent took him down, and Zhang Jipeng pulled up rubber guard, and suddenly the audience started cheering. And then he advanced the position, went to mission controlled in New York, going through all the positions of rubber guard, and each time the audience would cheer louder. And that surprised me. I was like, they know what this is. They recognize these positions. Like in America, you don't even see that. Like the average person watches UFC, they're like, punch him in the face.
Yeah.
Stop hugging,
And then I had a fight in Yunnan province.
Yeah.
I took my opponent down and I punched his face very hard, and the referee stopped it.
Oh,
And we
yeah.
start again.
Oh, man.
And then
When they rob you out of the victory. I have seen that so many times, too.
yeah. I said, get out. What happened? And he said, oh, start again.
Yeah. Like 10 years ago, when I was fighting actively before I retired from combat sports, all the foreigners I knew who were fighting, they were like, oh, they're cheating because we're foreigners. And when I talked to more Chinese people, I realized that happens to everybody here. So have you ever, like how many times has that happened to you? Like someone, like an unfair call from a referee or something like that in a fight?
你打比赛的时候有没有裁判故意
让我
输了？
Until now, no, because I won 6 by TKO or submission, so you don't have a chance.
Good, man, good.
I hope I don't have it in future.
Oh, man, there was a Turkish kickboxer I knew, Yaygay Gulay, and I had a fight in Mongolia, and he told me, if you want to win here, you must knock out your opponent, or you will not win. And I was like, what? What are you talking about, man?
But when I was a kid, I knew what is MMA. I knew what is UFC.
Yeah.
I heard it. I watched it on TV.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was so small, so I thought this is dangerous. But I love it.
Oh, man, so they showed UFC on television? And you...
I think so.
Okay.
I watched it once, so I love it. So I said, oh, I hope one day I can fight in UFC.
Ah.
But I don't know how big is it. It's like a dream. So until I finish my judo, I want to change to the MMA.
Yeah. That is interesting. Like you saw it, you didn't know how big it was, but you knew you wanted to do it.
Yeah, I think it's from your heart. I think I think it's from my heart. Just like fight in the cage.
Yeah.
I love fight in the cage. I don't like to fight in the ring.
Oh man, the cage is a whole different dynamic. Like I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Same thing. Like ring fighting, it's cool, but man, the cage has so many tactics, especially for grapplers.
Yeah, and I have some friend, and they told me the cage gives them some stress, more stress,
Okay, yeah,
because it's feel arena.
yeah,
It's like an arena. You are in the arena, fight with someone. If you win, you survivor. If you lose, you die.
it's intimidating, right? Man, I remember the first time walking into a cage as opposed to a boxing ring. Like I started out as a kickboxer, and then I started doing MMA later. And the first time I stepped in, and they closed the cage door and they locked it, I looked like,
Yeah.
why are they locking it? I'm stuck in here.
Yeah.
So much anxiety over that moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. What was it like the first time you stepped in a cage?
I think maybe 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, just for saying in the but the coach is the cage is not a circle, it's a square.
Okay.
It's different one.
A square cage. Interesting.
Yeah, and they locked the door. I was like, what? Can I run?
Yeah. A lot of people are shocked. Like I mentioned on one of my YouTube videos, that they locked the cage, and the comments were like, "What? Do they really do that? Why would they do that?" Like, so the door doesn't pop open when you grapple against it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. If in judo wrestling, fine, but that was my first time in the cage, so I'm so scared someone punch my face,
Yeah.
and someone punched my face so hard,
Ooh.
so I take him down so hard, and I said, if you punch me hard, I'll take you down hard.
Yeah.
Make a deal.
It's a good deal, man.
Yeah, it's a good deal.
'Cause, man, when somebody punches you, they hit you with your fist, but
Yeah.
you throw them. Good judo throw, you hit them with everything.
Yeah.
So, the UFC, let's get back to that right now. So the UFC has a really vested interest in developing the sport of MMA in China right now. I mean, their second performance center is here in Shanghai,
Yeah.
the only other one in the world
Yes.
besides the US. And so they selected you to train there.
Yeah.
What is that like, man?
It's like a dream control.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's last year I can't. I know maybe one day I will fight in UFC, but now I think it's so soon. It's like in your eyes, in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited. They give me the chance to try out. It's like a close to the real UFC fight.
Yeah.
And when I first time got into UFC gym, it's so fantastic.
Yeah.
We have a wrestling mat, cage, rings, restaurant, and something help you to recovery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still haven't been there. It's on my to-do list of things to see in Shanghai, man. But the general public, are they allowed in, or how does that work?
Sorry.
Like, how does it work to go there? Like, can somebody come in off the street to see what happens inside, or do you have to go by invitation?
普通的人能进去吗？
No, it's you can't get in. It's just for athletes.
Right.
Yeah, of course, if you're inside, you can tell the bus.
Yeah.
You have a friend will come, and you will sign your name, and you can get in, have a look.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not open just for the athletes.
Right. Yeah, I just want to make a distinction for the viewers. Like in the United States and some other countries, they have what they call UFC gyms, but this is not the same thing. This is the Performance Institute.
Yeah.
It's kind of a big deal. Like a UFC gym is a franchise. It's a basic gym. They have cages and classes and whatnot the public can go to. This is not that.
Yeah, it's not. It's totally different. It's not for. No, it's not for everyone.
Yeah, and what makes the UFC Shanghai training facility so interesting is the emphasis on, at least in my estimation, the emphasis on developing the sport of MMA here. Whereas I think the one in the U.S. is more about helping fighters, like existing fighters that are already there, already competing in the UFC. But what they're doing right now is trying to essentially create a talent pool.
But
他说，这个上海的那个有趣的是，因为你们想发展这个运动，然后想帮忙新的运动，在美国不是这样，在美国就是你已经大约是能帮你更好。
对。
他说这个有意思。
Yeah.
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 I guess that's kind of a yes or no thing, right?
Yeah.
So, man, how long have you been over there at the UFC center right now?
Before I had training there, and until now I just staying there for 1 week. And
1 week.
Yeah, but I still can see some UFC fighter
Yeah.
from America, from England.
Yeah.
They came to there to train. They will help them to prepare the fight.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of publicity pictures of Forrest Griffin at the
Oh.
training center. Is he like permanently there or just passing by?
He just text us.
Okay.
Yeah, help us do the text. He's nice. He's a very nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
His books are hilarious, man. I don't know if you've read them. His books are just off the wall hilarious.
yeah, he's nice. He's a very nice guy. Everyone is nice inside.
Yeah. Who else? Do you know Richie Walsh?
Oh,
Australian
Richie.
guy? Yeah.
Oh, he's. I like him.
Yeah.
I just want to say I like him.
Yeah, it was.
He helped me a lot. I met him in the a fight.
Yeah.
But I don't like to watch the MMA fight. I don't like to watch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I fight, but I don't watch.
Okay, that makes sense. That actually makes a lot of sense to me. Like a lot of people ask me all the time, like, oh yeah, you fought. Did you see like every UFC fight ever? Did you see all the fights this weekend? I'm like, no, I actually didn't watch them. Why not? You're a coach. You coach this sport. You should know this. You should watch every fight. I'm like, I watch so many fights. Like I study fights.
Yeah.
It's like homework to me. It's work.
Yeah. If I have time, I don't want to watch a fight. I don't want.
Yeah.
So, this is the first time I go to watch the MMA fight with my wife. Okay.
Yeah.
So when we finish, we go out on the street. We want to call a taxi. So I saw Coach Richie. So we met and we say hello, and he said, because I think he watched my fight, and he said, oh, congratulations. Do you want to do some sparring in UFC gym? Of course I want to go, because I want to let them know what I can do. It's like I was 14 years old, what I did.
Yeah.
I said, okay. So we had a WeChat, and when I went home, I sent him a message. So I go there, just some sparring, and they said, oh, we'll have a next combine, and on December, you can come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How often do they have the UFC combine there?
6 months once.
Every 6 months?
I think so.
Okay. So for all the kids out there in China who have the dream of one day fighting in the UFC, like if they wanted to go through that path and get to the UFC combine, what would they have to do?
I don't know yet, because just have one person, he's getting into UFC from the PI. But actually, I really don't know what we should do, and we can get into UFC. But a match we will have an opportunity, because the Dana show.
Yeah.
We'll have in China, in Shanghai, in
Right.
the PI. So this is the chance if you are great, They will sign you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's promising, man.
Yeah, I think this is my opportunity.
So, any idea when your next fight will be?
I think maybe 2 or 3 months later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know where or when, what
No, I don't
organization?
know.
Okay.
No, I don't know yet.
Just waiting for the call.
Yeah, just train hard every day and have a good food, good sleep, train hard. Yeah, take care of myself.
That is the life of a fighter, man. Everybody's always asking me, like, what do I have to do to be a fighter? And the answers are simple.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're boring. Do exactly what you just said right there.
Yeah, it's not about you prepare for your fight. It's not before your fight.
Yeah.
Because the combine for me, I don't think it's so difficult. Because I didn't say it's easy. Because
Yeah.
I trained judo for 12 years old. I was in national team, Shanghai team, so I know what I can do. I'm
Right.
nervous, but I'm confident.
But you were prepared, right?
Yeah, I prepare is not from maybe 2 months ago or 3 months ago. I prepare maybe when I was training judo.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's too hard for me.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Man, let's see here. I'm going through my list of questions here. I think we've touched on most aspects there. So yeah, Lukas, anything else you would like to say to the folks at home? The folks watching in the US or abroad in foreign countries?
有没有想跟那些在美国还是其他的国家的人在看你，你有什么想跟他们说的？
Can you give me a second?
Sure, absolutely.
而且他之前问你，如果一个人想跟你一样打到 UFC，他要做什么？
哦
给他什么建议？
那我现在重新回答一下这个问题。
不需要，你就放在一起就好。
我不知道从哪里开始。
就跟他们说你有什么想法，你可以说你希望可以打 UFC，他们可以看。
Okay. Of course, I want. You can watch my fight,
Yeah.
UFC fight. I am preparing right now, and remember my name, my English name Lukas, and my Chinese name Lukai.
Yeah.
Don't call me Lukai. It's different.
It is different.
Yeah,
the
it's
tones
different.
matter a whole bunch in Chinese, man.
Yeah, if you can't see it, call me Lukas.
If you say it wrong, does it have a particular meaning?
Lukai.
Yeah.
Lukai.
Oh, Liu Kai instead of Lu Kai.
Yeah, Lukai
Okay.
is my name. Many people call me Lukai. It's not my name.
Yeah, man, I know.
Yeah, and I want to say, if you want to be a professional MMA fighter, you should choose one sport, like wrestling, BJJ or judo or boxing, kickboxing, because
Okay.
I think if you have a high level in one sport,
Yeah.
you can feel different thing.
Okay.
You understand? It's like I can do a little bit BJJ, a little bit wrestling, a little bit boxing, and you want to fight MMA. I don't think you can get it in high level.
Right.
Yeah, I think you should give me a target. Give yourself a target. Maybe when you go to what level, you can change to MMA. Like me, I give me a target. I say if I win national championship, I will fight MMA. If not, I don't fight MMA. And after that, I can feel different things. It's like I understand how my body move.
Right.
Yeah, because judo, we use our body how to take people down, so we have to put the power together. We put all power together and take him down, take the opponent down.
Yeah, this is a really interesting topic to me because I have so many discussions about this. Like, should I get really good at one combat sport first before I get into MMA, or should I just try to train MMA as its own unique sport? And there's some value to both aspects, I would say, but that is an interesting question.
Yeah, um, this is my opinion.
Yeah,
Advice opinion
你是建议
建议我的一些想法my idea. It's my idea.
yeah,
I think. Oh, sorry. I mean, maybe someone just started to train MMA. They are in high level,
yeah,
the highest. But until now, in I saw many people really train a little bit boxing, BJJ wrestling. They didn't fight well,
yeah.
and
They're okay at a lot of things, but they don't excel at any one thing.
yeah, it's like someone he's a Olympic champion, wrestling champion, and then when he changed to MMA, maybe 1 year, 2 years, he's in high level.
That makes a lot of sense. It
Yeah.
really does. I mean, if you have an average guy and he gets, okay at kickboxing, okay at jiu-jitsu, okay at wrestling,
Yeah.
putting him against a guy who's okay at all of those things, but really good at judo,
Yeah,
yeah, that's a
it's
big skill
different.
difference.
Yeah, it makes confused. What happened? You don't know what he can do. It's that if I do some sparring with the boxing,
Yeah,
I think I can punch him, but it's totally different. It's like you think you can do something, but you can't. I don't know how to describe it,
yeah,
but it's like many people think, oh, we have one head, two shoulder, why I can't take you down? But you
Yeah.
just can't take me down because it's what I do. It's
Yeah, man.
yeah, it's my major. So I think if you want to fight MMA, you have to choose one sport. You have to do it well, and you can add anything what you want.
yeah, man. The postural strength on a good judo player is something that you have to feel to understand. Like you can look at a guy, because again, I've sparred with a lot of judo guys, all kinds of different levels.
Yeah, yeah,
And the high level guys, the average person can't tell the difference, but once you feel them, you realize
Yeah.
I can't break his posture.
yeah. his
Like, what
grab
is
like a
different?
machine.
Yeah,
Like a
exactly.
machine. Yeah, I understand. It's yeah. I don't know how. It's so hard to describe.
Yeah, but I would say that is one of the big strengths judo has is the development of that kind of postural strength,
Yeah, yeah.
which is so important in most aspects of MMA, I think.
Yeah, and I think if you want to do anything, basic training is most important because I met many friends
Yeah,
and they think, oh, the basic training is not important. You just fight every day and no good technique. I think the perfect technique will help you save your energy and easy to take people down and help you a lot. Maybe I know some technique it doesn't help you in fight. Maybe some judo technique you can use it in MMA,
right.
but you have
Like
to
something where you have to grab a lapel.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's something you have to grab the gi,
Yeah.
but you have to know it. If you know it, you know how to defend it.
Right.
Yeah. So I saw many people they don't like to train the basic training. I was in judo team. Every day we spend 1 hour or 2 hours to do the basic training, just some step, every day for 12 years, every day.
Basics win fights, man.
Yeah, and I show them my technique is it's perfect. That's what I want, because it's important when I train boxing. I also do it. I know it's basic training will help you to the high level.
Yeah. It is so important to drill and rep out those basics again and again. I mean, last night I was teaching a jiu-jitsu class with some white belts, very new students. They've been training for maybe 6 months or so. And they said, what are we going to do today? And we practice get-ups. You know, somebody takes you down, puts pressure on you, find your way back to your feet. And they kind of scoffed and they said, oh, we know how to do that. We know how to do technical get-ups. And I said, you know it here up in your heads.
Yeah.
Now put some pressure on you.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we did a drill and suddenly, they're stuck on the ground. We can't get up. We can't get up. And I said, that's because you don't know it here in your body.
Yeah. Your body doesn't know it. Your brain just know it. So you have to do maybe a million times, and your body knows. And you know, if you just do the technique, you don't know how to use it in sparring.
Yeah.
This is the hard thing.
Oh, yeah. I had a YouTube commenter ask me this question. He said, I have noticed that so many martial arts styles out there teach all kinds of things that they never use in sparring.
Yeah.
And I thought about that, and he's like, you know, he's right. Most martial arts, like all the different martial arts out there, when you have them spar, it no longer looks like their forms. It looks like bad kickboxing or bad wrestling.
Yeah.
But MMA is so different because it's that one thing, combat sports, where it looks like the way you practice.
Sorry.
So it basically, like MMA, what you do in the cage is what you practice.
Where I put? What? Sorry, one more time.
sorry.
Oh, well, the way you perform in the cage is the way that you practice.
哦，他说你这笼子大的时候也是跟你平时训练的一样的。
一样的吗？还是？
他说应该是你训练的样子和你在笼子打比赛应该是有一样的。
Oh yeah. Because you know sometimes you bring don't know what to do, but your body knows.
Yeah.
Your body will help you to. Because this is muscle memory. Your muscle knows how to do. Because I have many fights. I can't use my brain. I just my body. He knows. It knows.
Yeah. I have another question about you. And now, you mentioned your wife, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm married. I've been married for about 15, 16 years. Don't tell my wife. I can't remember exactly how long we've been married. But for a while. And when I was competing, my wife freaked out. She was so scared, and she she couldn't handle the emotion of seeing me get up in the cage, run the ring, and fight. What is that like for you? I mean, do you have an experience like that, or is it different?
I think my wife she worried about it. But she always stayed with me, so she knows what I can do. So she's nervous, but she believes in me. So
Man, that is so important, man. That is so important to have someone who believes in you.
yeah, it's important, and she believe me more than I mean myself.
Wow.
And this time I go to the combine, I confuse because I worry I can make it. And before I go to the combine, he said, "You don't need to worry. When you score, God, I know you are different with many people.
Yeah.
But I don't believe myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know everyone is the one of the best in China. You don't know what level you are.
That's true, man.
Yeah.
You don't know until you know.
Yeah, I don't know many things. I just did my best, but she believes in me.
Man, that is so cool.
Yeah, but she said, "Oh, maybe when you fight UFC, I will worry."
I hope not. I hope she still believes in you, that man. Oh, man. So, what else? Man, I just remember I'm having all these flashbacks of my wife, like right before fights, like, you're gonna die! Ah! And it would just freak me out so much, like, this is not what I need right now.
Yeah, you know.
So it's so,
You know, in the internet you can see 100 KO.
oh yeah.
You know that 2 hours.
Mhm.
Yeah. So the first time I want to fight MMA. I should hear that.
Oh.
She was so angry. She said, "Why do you want to fight that? It's crazy. It's not a sport." But,
Yeah. Oh man. And then there's my mother. So I gotta ask you, like your parents, how do they
Oh.
feel about you?
my
Doing
mother
this.
always worried about it.
Yeah.
Every time.
Moms will always worry
Yeah,
about
mom,
it, but
mom,
yeah.
mother, and my father proud of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that's interesting.
But you know, I don't understand my mother. Sometimes she said, "Oh, I'm worried." But
Yeah.
when I finish my fight, I'm fine, no injury. She's so proud. She's so proud
Ah.
of me.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
I've trained a few different Chinese fighters, and they've had very different reactions from their parents.
Yeah,
like
I
one of
know.
them, their parents were just like, "No, you have to stop this. You can't do this. What are you thinking?" And some others were very supportive. So
Yeah, I have a very good parents. They are from countryside, but their mind is open.
yeah,
They're so open. You don't see you can't do any can do it. You don't see it, never ever. They just say, they give me some advice, but they won't say, "Oh, you can't."
Yeah.
I choose everything by myself, every decision, because in China they want their kids to study, go to the university.
right.
Yeah, but I just like fight. I like judo, wrestling, and so I still in the university. I don't need to pass my exam. I
Yeah.
don't need it because my judo inhaler were national champion, so they don't want me to pass my exam. They
Really?
give me the degree.
Okay,
I have
so
a degree.
so it's like an exemption for combat sports. At
Combine.
let me rephrase that. So the sport university system, it's something that is very different from anything we have in America. So I think it's very difficult for American viewers to understand. Like in America, a university, I mean, there are specialized programs. Like I have a degree in dance, for example. So I
Ye-
studied dance at college, and it's a very scholastic approach to it. But a sports university where you study a martial art like judo or sanda or wushu or shuaijiao or something like that is such a unique thing to China. Like we don't have anything like that in America, at least not right now that I'm aware of. Could you explain to the viewers and the listeners what is that like? What is a Chinese sports university like?
We have um, two different way. The one is athlete for fight,
Yeah,
like you said, is wrestling, boxing, judo. We fight for Shanghai, but everyone different. And but when you came there, you should. We have the two floor, the two floor. So
Yeah.
when you came there first, you have to eat in the first floor.
okay.
It's like ordinary people.
Yeah.
You eat like ordinary people. When you have
Okay.
if you are champion, you can go the second level, the second floor.
Okay.
You have many different food in there.
Oh,
You-
interesting.
Yeah, it's.
So there's
prefer-
like tiers of cafeterias
yes, yes.
for how high up in the
yeah,
system
how
you
far-
are.
Yeah, different.
Wow.
Many different things you can eat, beef, seafood,
Yeah.
anything.
Beef and seafood are the more expensive foods here in China, in case you don't know.
And the other side is just student. You have to study every day from morning to night, and pass the exam.
Yeah.
But for us, we just need to train
Yeah.
morning and afternoon twice. Sometimes we did four times, but it's so hard.
Yeah.
When you do four times training in a day, the second day you can't get
Four
up.
times a day.
Yeah.
That is interesting. I spent about 2 weeks training at a Sanda camp in Jiangsu province, and they did 3-a-day training. That was really interesting to me. It was 2 hours of training, and then about an hour of rest, 2 more hours of training, an hour of rest, and then 2 more hours of training, and then done for the day. But
Yeah,
4 hours.
Yeah, we got up 5:30.
Wow.
We have to run.
Okay. What's that? What is each training session like? So the first one's running and.
Running and the basic training is what I
Okay.
say. Every morning, basic training and the running or sprint.
Okay.
Sprint, it's terrible. If my coach told me, oh, tomorrow morning we will have a 400-meter sprint.
Ooh.
Sometimes 5 times or 10 times,
Yeah.
and after that we can't move.
I imagine, but they're good for you, man. Sprints are good for
Yeah,
you.
and we go back, have some sleep, get some breakfast and sleep, and 9:30 we train maybe technique
Yeah.
with technique and basic training, and until 11:30 we go back to sleep, go get some lunch, and sleep, and get up 3 o'clock, and train, do sparring
Yeah.
or power lift,
Okay.
and 5:30 we finish, we go back, eat and have some rest, and 7 o'clock we go back again, and we do some technique for 1 hour 30 minutes,
Okay.
1 month.
Yeah.
But just every Thursday we have rest, afternoon we have rest.
So it's 6 days on, 1 day off, like that?
No, 2 day, almost 2 day off.
2 days off. Okay.
Yeah. From third days, we have rest, and Saturday afternoon rest, and Sunday.
Yeah. And I'm really interested in learning about how the best training institution in the world, how they organize their systems, like and it's interesting how the Chinese systems work like that have these multiple like 3 or 4-a-day training sessions.
Mm-hmm.
Sleeping in between, because I remember that going to the Sanda camp, everybody would sleep in between the training sessions, and I wasn't used to that. It's like in America, we sleep at night, we wake up, we're awake all day, we go about our business, and they train really hard and then sleep,
Yeah.
wake up, train, eat, sleep, wake up.
But I think it's
different.
Yeah, but 4 times is too much.
Yeah,
I think it's not good for us.
yeah,
Your body cannot stand it, and I think twice better, maybe 3 times sometimes.
I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of the 2-a-day training session.
Yeah, it's nice, and maybe night you can do some technique, easy thing.
Yeah,
You make tomorrow you can train again. Maybe today you train hard, and tomorrow you can do your maybe 100 or 50. You just can do
Exactly.
30% training.
exactly, man.
Yeah.
It is so important to train at a level that is sustainable, that you can keep doing every day. Because if you can't, man, there's
Yeah, and we still have a big problem in our team, the Shanghai team, judo team.
Yeah.
We eat everything what we want.
Mm.
We don't have nutritionist,
Okay.
so we just find this one okay we eat. It's so much oil.
Yeah.
Yeah, so much oil. So make us fat, hard to lose weight.
Yeah, that is the UFC center though. They're different though. They have nutritionists, right?
It's totally different.
Yeah.
They give you different thing. Don't have no pork,
No pork.
just beef, steak,
Wow.
tuna,
Okay.
and salmon. Salmon.
Yeah, that is really interesting because one thing I didn't know before I came to China was what people actually ate here. Because we have like Chinese American food that's totally different,
Yeah,
right?
it's
And for anyone who hasn't been to China, pork is probably the most common meat that is eaten here, by far. Beef is generally more expensive, harder to find. So, yeah, no pork. Wow.
yeah, no pork. Pork because this pork has more fat.
Yeah. And that also makes sense. Like beef, a lot of people don't know this, but it has a ton of very important nutrients.
Because I think Chinese people doesn't care about it.
Yeah.
And the like pork. Like me, I like pork too. But
Yeah,
now,
it's delicious.
yeah, it's delicious. But now I don't eat it. I know I'm an athlete. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I drink maybe a little bit, maybe 3 or 5 times a year.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's the discipline.
Yeah.
Discipline.
Discipline.
Discipline is very important.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
People are always asking me, how do I get motivated to train? I'm like, you don't. You discipline yourself.
Discipline. Yeah. It's like someone you are training. You spend the 100%, but when you go back, you drink, you eat, you smoke. How can you progress?
Yeah. That's another thing that shocked me when I first came here to China. When I first went to a gym, there was a boxing ring, and some guys I knew, we'd get together and spar in this boxing ring downtown, like toward Jing'an, I think. I don't think it's there anymore. But people were smoking inside the gym.
Oh,
And I looked around like, whoa,
yeah.
why are they smoking? They're here to get healthy. That's counterproductive.
Yeah, you come to gym for healthy, but someone is smoke in the gym.
Yeah,
It's like, I don't know how to say. It's like fight.
I know, and I still see this sometimes, even with athletes. Like, I've been to like fight shows where, before or after the fight, I see like the fighters smoking. Like, what are you thinking?
Yeah,
You have a fight. Take your career seriously.
I can't even make them.
Like,
Because
man, you
it's smoking. I can't. I don't understand why.
yeah, it's highly addictive behavior, but man, you only get one body.
Yeah.
I mean, my fighting career was cut short because of a serious injury. I mean, you can't really appreciate your body until something doesn't quite work right. And so smoking or drinking, man, I'm so happy to hear
Yeah.
that that's not part of your life.
Yeah, and I have many teammates get an injury, and someone I think it's about his life. It's about
Yeah.
making some drink, and someone I think it's not. It's about training,
Yeah,
because why we have the basic training is like a boxing, shadow boxing. Why we have to do that? I think we do this basic training is. You can't just when you're training, you just take a left, too heavy.
yeah,
At first you have to, it's like lift yourself up.
right.
Yeah, so you do the basic training is help you. For example, I train judo basic training. I think it's helped me. Maybe my joint, in your joint you have the
Yeah.
joint here, right?
Right.
You needed to practice and make the inside have the muscle. The
Okay.
muscle can help the joint.
Right,
This
so all
is-
the myofascial tissue, I think we call it in English, all the tiny little muscles
Yeah.
between the muscles.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it will help you, help your maybe elbow.
right.
It's that's why you have to do basic training, and after that you can eat a little bit and more and more and more. But someone when they don't have this muscle to protect
Right.
the joint, they carry on the heavyweight, heavy bag or something. They just train hard every day and sweat every day I'm tired, but your body got hurt. You don't
Yeah.
know it, but it happened.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
You know
it
what you
happened.
said right there was so important, so genius. Instead of thinking about how do I lift this big heavy weight, think about how do I move myself. I mean, that's just that's great life advice too, my friend. And I see this a lot. Like you know, maybe a bigger person is sparring with a smaller person. The smaller person gets squished, and they're like, "What do I do? What do I do? Help!" And the answer is, don't try to move the heavier person because you can't. Try to move yourself, right? So
Yeah.
that's sage advice, man.
Yeah, and if I told my every time, sometimes I told my friend, but of course wrestling or something, yeah. So when I told them, I will show them. I show them why we should do that.
Right.
Like we can do a roll, so I will tell them why we have to do the roll. I will show them my take down, and I said, oh, when I take you down, your head have to down. You will protect yourself. If you don't, your head will fall down on
Yeah.
the ground. So I think this is important. Let them know. That's why we have to do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do it right or you get hurt, man.
Yeah. If you don't do it, you will get hurt.
Absolutely. Well, we got a kendo class going on over there in the background.
Okay.
Awesome. Oh man. So, speaking of the more esoteric martial arts like kendo, have you done any non-combat sport martial arts?
No.
Okay. Just curious. Like maybe as a hobby.
Yeah.
That's okay, man. That's okay. I know a lot of the viewers and listeners are into different martial arts like
Yeah.
that. So, yeah, man, this has been a fascinating conversation. All right, man, Lukas. If the folks at home want to watch your fights, where can they see them?
You can see the tension, and I don't know yet. I think it's tension you can see, and I don't know Baidu. I don't know yet.
Baidu. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Baidu
because-
is a Chinese search engine. It's kind of like Chinese Google.
Yeah.
In case anybody's wondering.
And some software, I think is the still there. Sometimes they will put it on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll try to look up some of your fights and put some links in the
Focus on
description
me.
for the folks at home.
Yeah.
So you can check out what Lukas does for work. And yeah. So yeah, man, this has been a great conversation. Anything else you'd like to add to the podcast before we sign off?
有没有什么建议？我知道，但是我想说还有。
你有 Facebook、Instagram 都有。
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I have
Sure.
Instagram, Lukas Lu, right? I think I forgot the name.
Okay.
你那个 Facebook 是 Lukas LV。
Oh, yeah, I have Facebook, Lukas
Yeah.
LV.
Lukas
LV.
LV.
Yeah,
Okay.
Lukas LV.
So look this man up on social media. Future UFC champion right here.
Yeah, you're gonna see that.
All right. Any other shout outs you want to give? Any gyms or anything you want to sponsor? Is there anything?
是吗？
你是 animal 的是谁？
这怎么说？
你说你是代表 animal 的。
Oh, I on behalf of animal gym in Shanghai. If you are in Shanghai, come. Puto District. You can find me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Check out Animal MMA.
Oh,
Lukas is here. And
and any how to say? Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, it's okay.
all right. Well, fantastic, Lukas.
Thank
So
you.
good to have you on the podcast. And for the folks at home listening or watching on YouTube, thanks for watching. Now get out there and train.
Thank you. Bueno.